Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of GWA Supercharged. We are only a few days removed from Merciless, and my oh my, how the landscape of GWA has changed. We're live from Seattle, Washington. I am Joe Davis. Thank you for joining us. And it appears that we are going to be joined to start the show off here tonight with, yes, the new GWA heavyweight champion of the world, the Russian Gladiator, Aleksander Sokolov. And once again being led to the ring by his wife, Maria Sokolov, the once amateur National Wrestling Champion of Russia, is now the heavyweight champion of all of professional wrestling. Looks like the Sokolovs have something to say, so let's go down to the ring and let's listen in. Oh, wait a second. It appears the former world champion has something to say about this. Here's Arthur Caldwell. Caldwell not finished with Sokolov, but he's going to have to focus on a different opponent. The main event tonight, Arthur Caldwell will go one-on-one with Sheik Amir. Plus, we have tag team action scheduled tonight as the Varsity Club will take on the World Tag Team Champions, the Old Gods. Plus, in one-on-one action, Chris Vandiver goes toe-to-toe with the returning Aldo P. Wallace. Plus, #1 contenders match for the United States heavyweight title as Big Bubba Mason takes on Vince Dixon. We will also hear from the new United States heavyweight champion later on tonight, Charles Thompson. But before we get to that, our opening contest coming up next, also #1 contenders match for the women's world title as Whitney Duncan takes on former champion Shelly Bennett. So let's get to the ring. Let's get this night started.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Portland, Oregon, Whitney Duncan.
Whitney Duncan set to take on a former women's world champion in Shelly Bennett. Whitney Duncan has that women's world title in her sights. She wants it badly. A shot at that title right here tonight if she can knock off Shelly Bennett. And Duncan in the ring and waiting for her opponent.
And from Anaheim, California, Shelly Bennett.
And once again, a former women's world champion in her own right. And with her game face on is Shelly Bennett. And Bennett, a little bitter about losing that women's world title some time back. This is her shot to get back in the championship contention. Here we go. Whitney Duncan, Shelly Bennett, #1 contender for the women's world title. This match is underway. Lock up center of the ring. Go behind and a German suplex right away, taking Bennett over. And Duncan now whips her to the far side against the ropes and a headbutt to the midsection. And a couple of strikes to the leg and a sliding knee right into the rib cage. And down for the cover, but a rope break is going to break that one up. Duncan with an elbow and another. Make that a trifecta. And now Duncan in firm control at this time sends Bennett face first to the top turnbuckle and all the way across the ring. The official, about getting in the way, has to run around him and a kick right to the side of the head. Duncan so far has this match under control. She knows that a big prize awaits her if she can win. 1, 2, and no. A 2 count this time for Duncan. Duncan has come to compete. And Bennett with a knee, trying to get back in this thing. A scoop here. And down across the top rope. And a stiff kick and a cover by Bennett. 1, 2, and no. Now a 2 count for Shelly Bennett, and Shelly Bennett has recovered and has taken control of this matchup, and down with a double stomps. And went for a strike, a chop, but was blocked, and Bennett now snapmare against the ropes and the knee strike. And that kick blocked, and now Bennett back to the corner. A scoop and a slam here by Duncan. Went for the leg drop. Nobody home. No water in the pool. And now Shelly Bennett using the feet. Several kicks. And now up on the shoulders. A couple of well-placed elbows to the chin, to the jaw. And now sends her for the ride against the ropes. And a collision mid-ring. And now here comes Bennett again with several more strikes. Winds her up and a kick to the arm. Now working over the arm. And look at this. This flurry of offense and a cover. This could do it. 1, 2, and she got her. No, she did not. She didn't. I thought that was 3. That was so very close. Duncan keeps her championship aspirations alive. There's a block and a kick and a knockdown. There's another. And Duncan now coming back. Another clothesline. That one sends Bennett to the canvas. And Whitney Duncan looking to put this one away here. And drops her on the back of her head to the cover. 1, 2, and she's done it. Whitney Duncan is the #1 contender for the Women's World Championship. One more look at how she gained the victory here tonight. She dropped Shelly Bennett on the back of her head, and it was enough for the victory.
Here is your winner, Whitney Duncan.
Whitney Duncan is getting a championship. Speaking of the champion, hold on, wait a minute. Here comes the Women's World Champion, Amaya Stevens. Stevens now. Now Stevens is attacking Whitney Duncan. Amaya Stevens not going to allow Duncan to but Duncan trying to battle back, and look at the punches, the strikes of Amaya Stevens. Duncan still trying to fight back here. And wait a minute, she's hooked her up. This is her finishing maneuver. Slam Duncan! And Whitney Duncan fights off the Women's World Champion. Well, coming up next, we're going to hear from another champion, the new United States Heavyweight Champion in Charles Thompson. Charles Thompson with a huge victory a couple of nights ago at Merciless, dethroning the Fighting Irishman Sergio Dandelinger.
Making his way to the ring from Salem, Oregon, weighing in at 273 pounds, the Global Wrestling Alliance United States Heavyweight Champion, Prime Time, Charles Thompson.
Charles Thompson, the new United States Heavyweight Champion. And we're going to send it down to the ring and listen in to hear what the new champ has to say. Well, strong words from the new champion, but we got to take a moment to let you know that Justin Reed was severely injured in his match last Sunday at Merciless. He was taken to a hospital and treated. He's going to be out of action for an undisclosed amount of time. And the man that did it, Aldo P. Wallace, is coming up next to take on Chris Vandiver in singles action. So we're going to send it down to the ring, and we're going to get our next matchup underway.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Lilith Vandiver from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 232 pounds, Chris Vandiver.
Chris Vandiver on his way to the ring with the lovely Lilith Vandiver. And we've talked about it for a few weeks now that Chris Vandiver has been in a little bit of a slump. I'm not sure right offhand. Once I look it up, I could probably tell you, but I don't recall when his last victory was, but he's had several losses over the past several weeks. He just can't seem to put everything together to gain another victory. And to gain a victory here tonight, he's going to have to pull out every trick in the book. He's going to have to do everything that he can. He's going to have an uphill battle against the returning Aldo P. Wallace, who we haven't seen here on GWA Supercharged in about 3 months. So this will be Aldo P. Wallace's first match back on Supercharged in quite some time. He's going to be looking to make a statement to say, hey, look at me, I'm back.
And his opponent from Newcastle upon Tyne, England, weighing in at 379 pounds, strongman Aldo P. Wallace.
Strongman Aldo P. Wallace making his way to the ring, and in his first match back last Sunday at Merciless against Justin Reed, he was toying with the kid. He utterly destroyed him. He may have even ruined his entire career. And he's been back for one match, and already I am sick at the very sight of this man. I believe he's already should have been suspended and at least fined for what he did to Justin Reed last Sunday. But here he is, and he's set to go up against Chris Vandiver. There's the bell. And Vandiver comes out swinging, but Wallace just too big, too strong, too powerful. He buries the right hand into the guts of Chris Vandiver. Now a headbutt, and working over the left arm and left shoulder. Drops the elbow. And Aldo already asserts his dominance in the opening few moments of this. Look at this strength by strongman Aldo P. Wallace. As a human being, I can't stand the man. As a wrestler, he's a freak of nature, overly powerful, and now he goes for the cover. One, only one this time. Chris Vandiver with the kick out. But it appears that Aldo P. Wallace has not lost a step since being gone these last couple of months. In fact, he may even be stronger and more deadly than ever. But he's choking the man. He's choking the man, referee. Get control of this man. Wallace now sends him to the buckle. Vandiver in all kinds of trouble. He hasn't been able to do much since the opening bell. Couple of hard strikes to that shoulder. He's working over that left arm and left shoulder. He just shoves Vandiver away. Vandiver comes back up fighting. Couple of more strikes by Chris Vandiver. He's so desperately looking for a victory. There's a DDT and a cover, but a rope break. It's going to break that one up, and Wallace gets out of there, trying to break the momentum that Chris Vandiver was trying to build. Walking around the ring, and now back into the ring. Vandiver follows him, and Wallace takes advantage. Aldo P. Wallace, running like the coward that he was, sees the opening, and he takes it. Referee, get this man off the throat, will you please? I'm begging you to do something about Aldo P. Wallace. Scoops him up, another power slam. This time, he doesn't even want to go for the cover. I feel like he's now playing with Chris Vandiver now as well. He's got him by the back of the neck now, takes him over to the ropes. And look at this, a scoop and into the ropes. He couldn't even try to break his fall. Wallace now just tossing Vandiver around like a toy. But Vandiver tackles him to the mat, drops the elbow. Chris Vandiver still fighting. And now Chris Vandiver going for the Van Cutter. It's reversed. Power slam by Aldo P. Wallace. Chris Vandiver needed a home run. He went for it. He struck out, and then he gets head-butted by Aldo P. Wallace. The big bowling ball-like head of Aldo P. Wallace. And now, up over his head with the press. Vandiver down face first, center of the ring, and here's the cover. 1, 2, and another victory for Aldo P. Wallace. Aldo P. Wallace, strong as ever, pressing Chris Vandiver over his head like he was nothing. The 3 count and the victory.
Here is your winner, Strongman, Aldo P. Wallace.
Aldo P. Wallace is back with a vengeance. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have tag team action as the Varsity Club takes on the GWA World Tag Team Champions, the Old Gods. So we'll send it back down to the ring and get this tag team matchup underway.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 333 pounds, the Varsity Club.
Ryan Morris seems to be recovered from the injuries he had sustained a couple of weeks ago, along with his tag team partner, Eddie Sheffield, the Varsity Club. We've seen stranger things here in GWA over the past couple of months, so a victory here for the Varsity Club would put them right up top for a championship match against the Old Gods.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 660 pounds, the Global Wrestling Alliance World Tag Team Champions, the Old Gods.
These mastodons who outweigh their opponents by nearly twice the size. The Old Gods stepping through the ropes and into their arena, into their coliseum, where they reign supreme. Handsome Harry Sharp and Mr. Amazing Ray Snyder, the tag team champions. Another successful title defense for the Old Gods last Sunday. And now going up against the Varsity Club, there's the bell. And wait, what the hell? Ryan Morris just took the referee and clotheslined him out of his shoes. And Ray Snyder, right after him, sends him for the ride against the ropes. And a shoulder block and a clubbing blow sends Morris face first to the canvas. I don't understand that at all. You got to believe Ryan Morris is going to be fined for putting his hands on an official for that. That made absolutely no sense to me, but now he's in the corner, a tag, and here comes handsome Harry Sharp, buries the right hand into the girts of Ryan Morris. He's trying to fight back, but shoved away by a man that's about double his size. You heard the weight of these two teams as they made their way to the ring. The Varsity Club, 333 pounds. The Old Gods, 660. And a belly-to-belly suplex by Sharp. Cover. 1, 2, and no. A 2 count. Already, though, for the Old Gods. Ryan Morris having to power out there. Sharp now with Ryan Morris. Sends him to the buckle. And Morris now having to try to fight out of enemy territory. But he's shoved back, tag, and in comes Mr. Look at Mr. Amazing doing amazing things with that crossbody off the top. 1, 2, and he's got no. I thought that was it. And Eddie Sheffield nearly got his head taken off by Sharp, and look at that. Drops the elbow onto Ryan Morris. And the Old Gods putting on a tag team wrestling clinic here, taking the youngsters to school, if you will, and dumps him over the top to the floor, my God, right at Eddie Sheffield's feet with no regard for his safety. And the Old Gods in firm control of this matchup. They have been on cruise control from the opening bell. The official now up to 4. Harry Sharp standing tall in the middle of the ring. Morris back in and gets knocked right back down. Harry Sharp now with the forearm to the lower back, but Morris with a kick to the face. It didn't even phase Harry Sharp. Morris now takes him down, he muscles him down face first, and now Morris finally over to get the tag, and in comes Eddie Sheffield. And now here comes a tag to Ray Snyder, and we reset and start over again. Straight right hand by Ray Snyder. And now a jawbreaker by Eddie Sheffield. Went for a kick of his own, was ducked, and a clubbing blow, and down goes Eddie Sheffield. Buries the knee right into the spine. Ray Snyder barely breaking a sweat here. And now sends Sheffield to the buckle, and here's another tag. And Harry Sharp buries the hand again into the exposed rib cage of Eddie Sheffield, and now hooks him up. Teardrop suplex. An old school suplex by Harry Sharp. 1. Only a 1. Eddie Sheffield's fighting spirit would not allow him to stay down. Fist drop by Harry Sharp. Harry Sharp brings the youngster back up to his feet. Got him by the back of the neck. Sends him head first into the buckle. Another tag. And look at this tandem offense. Drop toe hold into the elbow drop. And Ray Snyder going to go for the cover. 1, 2, and that was close. A long 2 count that time for Ray Snyder. But the Varsity Club, they've been failing this test against the Old Gods since the opening bell rang. And a kick and a block, shoved away. Ray Snyder with a kick to the back. Drops a heavy elbow. 1, 2, and that'll do it. A late kick out by Eddie Sheffield, but it was too late. The Old Gods are victorious. Let's look at this. Drops the elbow like a sledgehammer, and the victory for the Old Gods.
Here are your winners, the Old Gods.
Handsome Harry Sharp and Mr. Amazing Ray Snyder standing tall atop the tag team wrestling mountain. The tag team champs, very impressive here tonight. It appears they have something to say, so let's listen in. The Old Gods. Wait, they're now being interrupted by the GWA president, Mr. Scott Buckley. Well, this could get real interesting. Well, what an announcement. A new tag team coming to the GWA, excuse me. And coming up next, something interesting is going to be happening as well. Big Bubba Mason takes on Vince Dixon to become United States Heavyweight Champions #1 contender.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Perry, Oklahoma, weighing in at 324 pounds, Big Bubba Mason.
Big Bubba Mason coming out into the ring. And I just want to clarify, I kind of screwed that up a second ago, but this match is to determine the #1 contender for the GWA United States Heavyweight Championship, which is now held by primetime Charles Thompson. The Big Bubba Mason set for a match that could lead him to much greater heights. He's now waiting for his opponent.
And his opponent, accompanied by Cliff Russell, representing the Eliminators from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing in at 259 pounds, Vince Dixon.
Vince Dixon, one half of the Eliminators, along with Cliff Russell, has the same opportunity as Big Bubba Mason. A victory here sets him on course to clash with primetime Charles Thompson over the United States Heavyweight Championship. So a big match with a big prize on the line in the matter of moments. Both combatants are ready. The bell sounds and we're underway. Lock up. And Big Bubba Mason grabs him right by the throat and buries the right hand into the girts of Vince Dixon. But look at Dixon. He's battling back. Not seeming to be intimidated by the much bigger and stronger athlete, Big Bubba Mason. And Mason now with several strikes of his own. What a shot. And Mason on the move. Right hand right to the jaw. It may have been a left hand. One. I thought that could have been a knockout blow right there. And Mason shoves Dixon away. But Vince Dixon still fighting, scratching and clawing. He knows what's on the line here. And down on the arm, and that one takes Big Bubba Mason down. Slams him face first into the mat now. Cliff Russell on the outside of the ring, supporting his tag team partner. And look at this, gonna wrap him up like a pretzel. And Big Bubba Mason now is in trouble. Look at the submission hold. And Mason now, with all of that strength and power, is able to fight out of that predicament. And now one clubbing blow and Vince Dixon's down. Dixon using the ropes to get back to his feet. Whip to the far side, and there's a shoulder block. And again down to the canvas. And he Picks him back up, sends him for the ride one more time. He puts on the brakes, but now he's up against the ropes, and look at this. Bear hugs him, and a belly-to-belly suplex over the top rope to the floor. This could be over right here. What a devastating maneuver by Big Bubba Mason. The official up to 2. He's beginning. This guy has been Vince Dixon, the competitor he is, making his way back up to his feet. And Mason is going to send him right back into the ring. But what a maneuver by Big Bubba Mason. And look at Dixon fighting back. And now up against the turnbuckle, Vince Dixon has come right back into this ring and is taking control of the match. Unbelievable. What a splash off the second rope. Drops the elbow. Vince Dixon, again, he knows what's on the line. He knows how important this match is. Wrenches the arm up into the top wrist lock. And here comes Big Bubba Mason. And Mason now hooks him up on the shoulder. And down face first into the top turnbuckle. Got to give Vince Dixon all the credit in the world. He is battling, and he is standing toe-to-toe with Big Bubba Mason for sure. And now whips him over the top rope. He holds on. There's a right hand. Look at this. What's he got in mind here? No, not on the apron. Not on the apron. My God. Well, I suppose retaliation for that belly-to-belly suplex over the top rope to the floor. These two men, now Dixon sent into the steps. Both these men laying it all on the line. What a match this is turning out to be. The official now up to 4. Sends Dixon back into the ring. And Bubba Mason with a stiff kick to the ribs. And here's the cover. This could be all. 1, 2. No, not even a 2 count. What are either of these men going to have to do to each other to gain a victory here? Mason now with the gut wrench. And down with the Dominator face first. Here's another cover. 1, 2. No, still only a 1. Bubba Mason in a little bit of shock there, as am I. And Mason now sends Vince Dixon face first into the buckle once again. Dixon avoids whatever Bubba Mason was trying to do. Over the top rope into the floor again. Wait a second. Upstairs, drops the elbow from up in the attic. What a maneuver by Vince Dixon, throwing caution to the wind. And Vince Dixon is in control of this thing. He is so hyped up. What a match between these two. The official now up to 5. And what a kick by Vince Dixon. And now tossed into the corner by the steel barrier, the guardrail. We could have had a count-out victory, but Vince Dixon, not wanting to win that way, breaks the count. That's a questionable move there. Now sent hard into the guardrail himself. He could have had a count-out victory and been named #1 contender for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Perhaps pride getting in the way there, wanting to beat Bubba Mason in the ring. These two men still going back and forth, and now into the apron. The official up to 5, and Mason with a knee to the face. There's a shot by Mason. And down with the arm again, now up to 7. And now Dixon back in the ring. And a 9, and Bubba Mason barely making it back into the ring, and down on the arm again. And drops the knee. and drives his face into the mat once again. Here's another cover. 1, 2, no, a long 2 count for Vince Dixon. Bubba Mason battling back up to his feet, kick and a block. Mason sends him for the right, no, reversal. Runs right through the clothesline, and a big shoulder tackle by Big Bubba Mason. And Mason now, well, he thought about it, and now he's going to the corner. You know what he's setting up for. Russell trying to will his teammate on, and there's the big boot. You gotta believe that is over. 1, 2, and he's done it. Big Bubba Mason is the #1 contender for the United States heavyweight title. Right there's how he done it. The impact, you can hear it echo throughout this arena. The 3 count, and a huge victory for Big Bubba Mason. Big Bubba Mason with a big opportunity to become a champion here in GWA. And Vince Dixon walking away from the ring. He shouldn't be disappointed because he gave it his all. Ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time. Sheik Amir going one-on-one with pretty boy Arthur Caldwell.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall. Making his way to the ring.
Whoa.
From Tacoma,
Wait a minute.
Washington.
Coming out from the darkness, you can tell who that is. The world's heavyweight champion, the Russian Gladiator. He's running down to the ring. It's Aleksander Sokolov. And now Caldwell turns around and he gets elbowed in the... Aleksander Sokolov now assaulting the former world's champion, Arthur Caldwell. What the hell? Maybe this is retaliation for what Arthur Caldwell said to Aleksander Sokolov at the opening of the show. But this son of a bitch is now attacking Arthur Caldwell. This thing is certainly not finished between these two. It wasn't enough for Aleksander Sokolov to take the World Heavyweight Championship away from Caldwell. But now, he just wants to hurt him. He just wants to punish him. Arthur Caldwell trying to come back, but Sokolov now being sent across nearly to the other side of the ring there. Caldwell trying to fight back. We need some where's the damn security? Get some security, get some officials out here. Let's get this thing broken up before somebody really gets hurt. Sokolov with another backbreaker to Arthur Caldwell, and he's just not letting up. Caldwell now trying to fight back. He sends Sokolov into the ring. Look at this now. Sokolov pouring on the punishment. Caldwell was blindsided. He didn't even see it coming. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get this thing under control and broken up. We're out of time. Join us next week for another edition of GWA Supercharged. Get this under control.